Welcome back to Likras. This week's Parshas Shavua is Parshas Mishpatim. It's in Chumash Shmos, the second book of the Torah, and we're working on the law. What's the law when people fight? One person hurts another. So the Torah says the punishment is ayin tachs ayin, an eye for an eye. If we read it more literally, an eye under an eye. This literal understanding is contradicted by the Oral Torah. The Oral Torah says in Baba Kama we have some space working on in Perka Chovel. It doesn't mean you knock out the eye of the attacker. Rather, it means the attacker must pay the value of the loss of the eye to the victim. So it's not to be understood literally, it's to be understood as a payment. Notes the Yismach Moshe. If you look at the word ayin tachas, if the word ayin, the word for the eye in Hebrew, is under, if you look at the next letter of this word ayin, ayin is ayin yud nun. Now the next letter for ayin is pei, the next letter for yud is kaf, and the next letter for nun is samech. So if the ayin is under, literally, so then it spells out kesef. It's a hint to this idea that the Oral Torah says that it's meant to be paying money and not literally poke out his eye. Nevertheless, the Yismach Moshe says, he still finds it surprising. Why doesn't the Torah just explicitly say, money, pay the value of the eye that you knocked out? And he wants to answer this comment that he has with something from the Ari that says, the Ari said that Torah Shebechzah, the written Torah, is din, and it comes from strength, it comes from Gvur, it comes from Hashem, from strength. And the Torah Shebal Peh is mercy. The written Torah is justice, and the oral Torah is mercy. This is how to look at it. There are two parts of Torah. There's the written Torah and the oral Torah, and one is the justice and one is the mercy, and normally they work together, mercy and justice. We try to have more mercy than justice. So if this is the case, if we use this as a building block, so then the justice, as it were, says it should be a literal eye. That's what justice says. Why should the victim lose his eye and only get money? The attacker should lose his eye also. That's what justice says. But the oral Torah is lenient because it comes from mercy. And therefore, it doesn't say explicitly in the Torah that you pay. Rather, the Torah Shebal Peh, the oral Torah, explains that you pay. And that explanation you pay is mercy, and you pay, and you don't have to lose your eye when you're an attacker. There's no excuse to be an attacker. And we're not minimizing the suffering of the victim, but there's no reason to be so literal and graphic to poke out the eye of the attacker. And it's enough that he pays the money. That's enough. That's a mercy-affected justice system. And that's really what the Torah wants. The Torah wants the oral Torah to mitigate and add mercy. And that's really our job all the time. We have to study the written Torah. We have to study the oral Torah perhaps more. And we have to try to add mercy.